we were just talking about, this is your first San Diego Comic-Con in quite a while.
25 years.
It's changed a little bit.
It's bigger and bigger. It's a beast.
Ooh, it's a beast.
In a good way.
Right, but it's like all that energy and all that love just like coming at you. So what was your first day like yesterday?
Insanity, but like I call it beautiful chaos.
Yeah.
That's kind of my middle
That tracks.
name. Yeah. Tasmanian Devil. Oh, try to catch up with me. But it was great. It's already so well attended. I mean, obviously this is a 4-day event. It's full of just everything for anyone, for everything for anyone, I guess, all the pop culture, lots of cosplay, happy faces, families. I love it.
What's the best cosplay you saw yesterday?
I saw 2 or 3 really good Harley Quinns.
Yes.
I have a friend that is obsessed with her, so I was getting lots of pictures for her because it was amazing.
I love that Harley Quinn energy that is brought to these cons.
Oh yeah,
because I'm like, yes, let's just
Daddy's monster. I think that's what they call her.
That's like, and I don't know, because I'm like focused on the big hammer. I'm like, let's just tear stuff up.
Yeah,
that's the life we're living right now.
Right, and everything's got to go up because there's so many people and so many booths, so everything has to, you have to have everything lifted with all these banners really high so people can find each other and find their celebrities and people they want to meet and autographs that they want to collect.
And you're so beloved. Have you been?
I'm an animom. I have anime babies everywhere, and I absolutely love it.
And have you had an interaction so far that like just brings you into this new generation of cons that makes you feel really, really good?
So many feel-good moments. I think with Dragon Ball Daima, I'm back reprising Goku Mini, and it's a big deal to come back after 16 years.
Yes.
My characters all grew up, but I'm back for Dragon Ball Daima. So there is a whole new wave of a new generation with that. And the franchise is 40 years old. It's crazy. It's one of the gateway animes, right?
Right.
So I'm seeing people with their families, and they're watching and bonding over the Dragon Ball franchise with their kids, and so they're coming in waves. And to be here 25 years later, when this was my first Comic-Con in 2000.
Oh my God! Your first ever.
First ever,
Woo!
and I didn't even know what they were. I mean, we
all found out real quick.
I did, and it was amazing. It was 25 years ago, and the kids that are still kids to me were little kids, and they were watching it on Cartoon Network, and the exposure was way more than any of us in the cast ever imagined. A lot of us didn't even know what anime was. We had to kind of learn as we went,
Yeah, different time.
Right, dubbing and learning how to match the flaps, and so I remember losing my voice. I'm a singer, so I've been singing and traveling in show bands for 30 years, but I lost my voice that last day, and I babied it to death, but it was worth it. Everyone wanted to hear the voice. I had to prove it. These were little boys, mostly little boys and little girls, and we had it on the old style boob tube TV, like playing like on a VHS tape.
Yeah.
And I was like, listen, and then I'd hear my line and then repeat it, and then they'd be like, oh, she did prove it.
Right.
Wow.
Oh my God.
But you're a girl. You're voicing Gohan. How's that possible? And Goku too. So, but it's fun because that's a lot of what, especially kids, they want to hear the voices.
Right, of course. Well, because that's what's wild about when you do voiceover specifically for animated stuff. It's like you walk around and by sight, you could be completely anonymous.
And I was for many years.
And then, that makes life nice because it's like you have this huge fan base, but you also could like go to the grocery store and not be hassled.
Right.
So, I mean, there's a benefit to it.
And usually I'm not, but lately I think with Daima and doing appearances every weekend all over the United States and even in the UK in March, I do get recognized from time to time, especially in DFW where I live.
Yay.
And I think our faces are all becoming more part of the norm now.
Absolutely.
And we do promo videos and we're on the social media. Social media is just, a wildfire.
And it's a family too. I mean, nobody's ever really isolated from each other. Everybody's always kind of hanging out together.
Yeah, and that's great. And COVID definitely taught us, taught us how to really adjust to that, whether it's for work or online Comic-Con, well, not Comic-Con, but online events and group chats and different. We made it work, and we all survived, and that's a miracle. But yeah, the socials have been great, especially for reconnecting with people that I may have met years ago, or
Right.
you're coming back to my hometown. I hope to see you. I have kids now, or it's great. It's very fulfilling.
Because you have access to everyone a lot easier now, was there anyone that you were like super nerded out to make contact with? Like, over the years, like,
I'm trying to think.
because that's one of my favorite questions for the people that create the stuff that means so much to us. Who gets you super excited? It doesn't even necessarily have to be in your world.
I do really enjoy meeting the other voice actors from other countries, like
So
the Japanese
cool.
actors. I did meet the Japanese voice actor for Vegeta, and that's one of the villain. Well, if you see the show, you know what I'm talking about. He's kind of the I want to be the king of everything, But I met him recently at Kamehacon in Atlantic City, where we have what it is Kamehameha is the big power blast in the show, and so I was able to do a Kamehameha wave, with him and backstage, and I got kind of like nerded out, but I get nerded out over a lot of the stuff I grew up with, which was in the 80s. So, Eric Estrada. I'm trying to think. My brain, my no sleep brain.
I know, right? I totally get that.
Breakfast Club.
Yes.
I love the 80s movies. Molly Ringwald. I met Ali Sheedy.
Whoa.
And that was cool.
And rare.
Yes. And she was super chill, like
Of course.
they're kind of like my age, maybe a few years older. So I got kind of geeked out over that.
Yes.
And I'm also a musician, so I'm a singer. I started out in singing. So anytime I can meet someone that's a big musician friend of mine, or a singer or a famous singer, I met Vanessa Williams and
the queen.
So many. I get my brain. Casey and the Sunshine Band, Huey Lewis.
Oh God, Huey Lewis.
Huge. Yeah, that was back in the 90s when I was singing with a show band in the, I guess, early mid 90s and beyond. So coming from music, I had to throw that in because it's a big part of who I am and where I came from. But I look at the guest list, before. Marty Grabstein is a hoot. He's the voice of Courage the Cat. Or the dog. Oh my God, he's going to kill me.
Dog.
I've never seen the show, but I get to know the people before I really get to know kind of what they really do if I haven't seen their work.
Backwards from how the fans usually do it, where they're like, oh my God, that's the person that's creating this character I love. How
right.
cool.
And then it's super fun when we can collaborate. If there's time to do a little collaborate, or like a mashup where we're at an event and we just do our voices, or what I like to do is you do my voice, I do yours, and make it fun and interesting and obviously quick. Attention spans are not like they used to be. With
True.
socials, it's just like So that's really fun, and I've met great, anything from volunteers to other vendors, and I've already seen at least 20 people I know from the scene, because this is the one, like this is the mothership of all pop culture events.
Very true.
So it's like, hey, maybe I'll see you later or not. And you're walking in the big giant crowds, and it's all flooding back. It's like a full circle moment for me, because it has been so long, and this was my first one.
Aww.
So it's a blessing. I mean, it's just really great to be here. And when you love people, you just eat it up.
Right, because there are a lot of them here.
Yes.
And also, they really love Daima, too. So, like, let's talk about Daima. Let's talk about, like, what did you know about it going into it? Like,
I didn't know anything really. I've been, kind of out of the loop, because my characters had all grown up, and I was doing different things with other companies and other voices, video games and things like that. But I was contacted, apparently, from what little, believe it or not, we know very little as voice actors. We don't know when it's coming out, what we're doing next, what's even going to be happening at our session. Like, we have zero clue, but it makes it fun. It's a challenge. And so I heard that it was in production, and Toei Animation, thank you, God. They're amazing. They wanted the OG back. They wanted that nostalgia. So it's brought back a whole nother wave of nostalgia for those who watched the show, 25 plus years ago. So it's for me, it was like riding a bike.
Right,
just jump
back
back
in.
I've been doing the voice for years anyway. So it was back to that. So we incorporated a lot of the new generation, I don't know, vernacular.
Sure.
And you need a PIN code for this, like things that wouldn't have happened 20, 30, 40 years ago. And I got to the director was really great because he let me kind of just jump in there and give him a line or two before any real distinct direction. So I had a little bit of play. Once I got in back in the door, he kind of like leaned on me to kind of do what I did before, incorporate it into this new adventure in a different realm. And so that's been really fun. So Toei Animation and the fans, honestly, they listened to the fans and they all brought me back. So
it feels so satisfying, and it's like it doesn't matter in any kind of absence or any, the work that you've done means something forever.
That's what's the most fulfilling thing about all of it, is really making a difference in people's lives of all ages, usually mostly kids back in the day.
Yes.
And they were going through a lot. We all go through our own personal struggles, and, whether it be mental illness or being bullied at school, which I can relate to, being moved every 2 or 3 years since I was about 4 years old. So I really connect with the fans when, I don't know if it's just an aura, but I think I have something about me that where they feel like they can talk to me about, what my contribution did for them personally.
Yeah. Oh, which is so meaningful. It's like, that's why you do it.
Yes. And to me, they're my babies. I'm Animom, Anime Auntie, whatever you want to call me. I wanted kids and couldn't have any, so this is what I'm embracing.
There you go. I mean, and now you have a lot of kids. And they are here, and they are excited to see you.
I love each and every one of you guys.
And then you get to just go home. You don't even have to parent them.
Right.
In the
Then I'll go back
sense.
to fur babies, which
Yay.
they don't deserve us, right? Yeah. So those face-to-face moments, just like we're doing.
That's what it's all about.
Really, there's nothing like that.
And can you talk about working alongside Sean?
I haven't worked alongside Sean, the voice of adult Goku,
Yeah.
since it's probably been a couple decades.
See, and
so we work separately.
That's the thing about voiceover is like, I always wonder, there's the way that they've recorded it, it can change over the years. Like sometimes they've got actors in the same area, but you just kind of meet up after?
We meet in between.
Yeah.
And back when Funimation was a little baby company and we had one studio and one director and one ADR director, like it was, we kind of rose from the ashes, I say we, meaning Funimation, and now it's Crunchyroll. I did know Sean. I did know a lot of the castmates because we had cast parties. And that's when we would meet and talk about the show and, hang out. Some of the voice actors became directors. And then, I was still able to travel the world with my show band. And then we would kind of come together. And then it just grew like crazy. And yeah.
Has directing ever interested you?
It has. The directing that I have done has been for singers.
Yeah,
and coming
okay.
from that, I've taught some kids music and piano and things like that in between. With COVID, you have to get really creative.
Oh, so creative.
When you're in person. Your job takes you in person, and so I did some of that. But then it was very fulfilling. I'm not going to rule that out as far as voice acting, directing. I'd like to be a part of that, and we'll see what happens. But directing singers and really making them comfortable, and because we did anime themes, we dubbed them in English, and I was already working with the show band that was the musicians involved in anime themes, like for Yu Yu Hakusho, Blue Gender, Kitty Grade, Case Closed, and I was able to sing about, I think, 7 or 8 of them, and then I went out and found the other singers and got to direct them.
Awesome.
Take part in taking the Japanese lyrics, putting them into English lyrics, conveying the same meaning, and then making the magic in the studio.
Oh, that's awesome. And so speaking of magic in the studio, like since we've been talking about the past and like, your last Comic-Con being a while ago, can you take me back to like the first time that you were doing Goku?
Yes.
Like the magic of that, was it a little unnerving?
It was at first because I wasn't really sure what they wanted from me. And I, as a eccentric performer / creative type, you really want to know you're doing a good job in delivering what they want from you.
Yeah.
So I already knew I had been selected which is crazy. I auditioned for all the female roles, Bulma, Chi-Chi, Poir, Chaozu, all of that. And right before I left, it was like 3 judges, like American Idol or something. And they're like, can you do the voice of a young boy? And I just kind of threw one at him. Oh, how about this? And they're like, can you make it raspy? Oh, more rasp. Okay. That became Gohan. So we kind of picked up where the OG Ocean dub picked up. Like I said, we didn't know anything at the time. So we started there.
It seems like a lot of information. And when you're working in a different world, like not tons of frames of reference or the internet necessarily. It's like, wow, that's daunting.
Right. Well, it was just really fun to get a VHS tape, and they're like, "You're on this." Oh, okay. Let me put it in my VCR. Fast forward, rewind. But for more than anything is I was kind of the opposite performer. So I performed live. Everything was visual. You're singing, you're acting, you're doing costume changes. It was kind of like Vince Vance of the Valiants is the name of the show band I worked with for many, 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 many years. We traveled on a tour bus, and when it broke down, we traveled in a van and
Oh my God,
planes,
fun.
trains, and automobiles, and sleeping on the airport floor. And back when we were kids, 20s and 30s.
Back when a body would put up with things like that.
Yeah,
Yes.
I know. I'm feeling
yeah.
it now. It's worth it, guys. I think.
We're doing a lot of stretching here off camera.
Yes. The neck. Yeah, and jumping off stages in heels and go-go boots, and those were the days. What little we have of it, on VHS or whatever we were using, 8mm. But the hardest part was getting past the fact that you're not being seen. Mm-hmm. And I just was kind of born into this showbiz mentality where everybody sees you, everybody sees what you're wearing, your facial expressions, your showmanship, your red lipstick or whatever you're supposed to be doing. And so that for me was kind of like there was a window between me and the director, and I was always like, am I doing a good job? And then I kind of had to break that wall and just realize it doesn't matter. In fact, you kind of make some weird faces and you contort your body. So you really have to just break that wall of not being worried about what you look like.
Yeah.
And it was great.
Interesting.
It was a relief.
Yeah, because I mean,
I don't want to have to worry about all this at the same time if I don't have to.
I totally get that. It's freeing. And I mean, that's
is.
why animation can be so fun, and it has that different energy from a live action thing. Mm-hmm. It's like, it's because of the magic that's created by all these really creative people that are like contorting themselves.
Yes, all within the body, and but really encompassing that character and with just the voice. It's more than you really realize, I think, when you first get into it. Because you can't be seen. In my brain, I was feeling like I had to make up for not being seen and not having the costume and not, having the visual stage presence. Mm-hmm. But once I got into it, man, it was very magical. And being in the studio, even with recording music and, original songs, and I worked with a lot of people that morning show radios and parodies and jingles. I'm a big Weird Al fan.
Oh,
so changing the lyrics.
Same girl.
I've been.
I just
doing
saw
that.
him at Red Rocks.
I saw him in person too in Fort Worth, like 20 years ago.
Greatest
I got
night
to
of my
meet
life.
him.
Oh my God.
That's one that I geeked out about.
Amazing.
Big time. And to
Okay.
do that in
I
live.
knew we had like a shared brain.
Oh, yes.
Okay,
Weird
good.
Al. So Weird Alice. I don't know. I'll be Weird Alice. Yeah. So it's just, like I said, it's a completely different thing. And until you do it, when you come from a different kind of, like with music, and then you have to just, and in act, I was musical theater, a lot of acting in college. But it really is a unique ability, and to really hone those skills and to feel like you finally get the hang of it, which in my line of work you have to on the spot. We don't know what we're doing. What are we doing? Okay, what's going on? And by doing line by line, you don't see it all in context.
It's challenging that way. It's like you can retake it if someone feels like you didn't get it.
There's
but
a benefit there.
There's a flow to it, and there's
Right.
it's just a different skill set.
Well, and then you see it on the screen, and because you're dubbing.
Yep.
So when you see it on the screen, you might just go for it, and they're like, "Oh, that's a much bigger situation." So instead of, or whatever you have to do, it's very helpful to have that visual.
Yep. Oh.
We didn't have any at the time of the Japanese say before. Now we do. Now we're able to hear the Japanese to get the timing.
Oh,
to
cool.
get an
Tone
idea of if it's low key or if they're screaming. Their facial expressions, because now we're doing the video games. Kakarot Legends and Xenoverse 2 just came out, and hopefully more.
Yay! We'll see. That's actually a good segue, because now what's the future that you're hoping for all of these voices that are so iconic? So we've got like Goku, anything in Dragon Ball. Like, what are you hoping for going forward?
To utilize them. Yeah. They're all in there. I started doing this as a kid, not thinking. Obviously not as a child. You see cartoons and you hear the voices in animation, and you hear the voices, and then you might mimic them, or you come up with your own. I mean, I was doing my own little cassette radio shows with my friends, and the best part of it was coming up with completely different, unique voices. and so that they don't sound alike. Now, Goku and Gohan are father and son. That's totally fine. A lot of the other voice actors are also the same voice actors behind it, whether it be, in Spanish or Italian and or whatever, whatever. I don't even know how many. I'll have to Google how many languages they dub it in.
Yeah, so many.
But that for me is, I'm so excited. I forgot where we were with this, but as a kid, I did them as a kid and carried a cassette player around and recorded my babysitters and my friends. And I was always trying to come up with unique ways, not just to voice characters, but to sing and to encapsulate different styles, because we did a lot of cover music, Motown, R&B, soul, jazz, just to be versatile.
Right.
And in some instances, people are like, well, you do too many things. You sing, dance, you act. That's too much. What's your niche?
I don't agree with that statement at all.
I thought that was good. Is that not good?
It is. Whoever that person is I think they need to get a few more skills. I'm just saying.
Let's be versatile.
Because clearly you've carried all of this into what you're doing for the stuff you're promoting at Comic-Con. It's like all of it contributes. That energy, the knowledge of breath,
right.
the sort of lyrical lilting way that you could be taking something.
How you emulate your intonation. And now you're going into that music, those musical terms.
That's the thing. It's all the same stuff. And I'm sure that, you can see all the twisty path that a life takes has always been the perfect way to prepare yourself for what's coming.
Right.
And it's always perfect.
And another thing you learn is when it's your time, if you don't act, you got to kind of know when to hesitate, when to jump, just in life.
Right.
We all do. But what you said is really really cool, how we all have a journey, and they're all completely unique, different journeys in our past. So to just don't be judgy with it. It's like it's like, and then some people are just, there's an energy that is abrasive to others who may not understand that energy. And that's another thing I've learned. It's very political and very,
it can be a lot.
Competitive, and him and he knows her, and they might not want to work with you because they don't like this energy, and that's been the hardest part for me in my career. And to be back after 16 years is really great. And my goal is hopefully to do more characters, more voices for multiple organizations. If it opens some more doors, that's fabulous. But
now we're putting it out there.
I'm available. Let's
right.
record some cool stuff.
And to set you up for a great day at your first Comic-Con in a significant amount of time, where you're going to meet all your adoring fans again. So we have down underneath this table 3 boxes, C, a B, and an R box. Okay. Please pick one, a C, a B, or an R box.
You mean
please,
right here?
Underneath the table and those Lego Heidi things.
I hope I'm going to do this right.
Pull one out. And we are trying to set you up to have a wonderful day here at Comic-Con.
They're really big, right?
Yeah, bring them. Yeah, they are.
Okay.
Pull it out. You got it. You're not doing anything wrong. You're going for the B.
I gotta go Super Saiyan for this.
What magic is contained within?
And I open them. Mm-hmm. Okay.
I know. It's very
more
exciting.
skill sets I gotta work on. Pick up box.
So we're doing physical space work. It's cool.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my thing, guys. That's my kryptonite is sweets.
Oh,
candy.
We got Stephanie some blow pops.
And it's bubble gum too. These are addictive.
Yep. You're welcome.
Yes, thank you.
A little sugar for you.
I try not to blow it.
Thank you.
My pleasure.